So now he wants to sell. He's motivated. Your house is worth maybe 200,000 euros. I'm going to give you 225,000 euros. So that's the first thing to pique his interest. But I'm going to give you no cash. You're going to take a note for $225,000, euros. And I'm going to pay you over the next 7 years. He takes the total note. That's owner financing. They do it in houses since Moses.
When you say a note, that's like a mortgage?
A mortgage is a note. Your mortgage to on your house is a mortgage, is a note to the bank.
You're getting the seller to go to the bank.
No! He's holding the paper.
He holds the title.
He holds it. No. He holds the title until you pay him off some amount. Then the title transfers to you. But in the meantime, it's house flipping 101. They've been house flipping since Moses.
So you go to the bank.
No!
There's no bank.
There is no bank. The seller's the bank. The fucking moron Sikh is the bank. He's holding the paper. Okay. But we do it with companies. Now, we have a 100% track record for people that are over 6'8". 100% track record. Everybody over 6'8" is a superstar, just about. I just thought of that when I was listening to Frank. And whether you're illiterate, or you got one eye, doesn't make a shit. When you're 2'3", but don't go see him. This is when I would do Skype without a picture. Now you see, you all think I'm bullshitting when I'm saying this. I'm telling you the fucking truth, you fucking monkeys. I've been doing this 50 fucking years. If you're a Mongoloid, if you're the Hunchback of Notre Dame, you know, and financially all of you are. In fact, Quasimodo better than you. Everybody know who the Hunchback of Notre Dame is? Quasimodo. That's what you are financially. You don't know a fucking thing. So when I tell you, use Skype without a picture, I fucking mean it. Don't laugh like it's a joke. I'm not making a joke. And if you're 6'10", you go see him. And if you're a reasonably good-looking woman, I'm not even going to go there. And you don't even have to do it on your back. I'm telling you, these are the tips. These are the shortcuts. And you sit there with your thumb up your ass like I'm making a joke. You fucking retards. So you saw, he says, follow the steps, right? It's simple, right? But you're going to find a way to step on your dick. There's no question in my military or civilian mind. You will frag yourself. Means that you're going to sit on it, you're going to take the pin out of the grenade and you're going to sit on it. You will figure out a way. What's the takeaway from Frank?
He will motivate sellers. Ask him, he said one offer, he gave him a week to make a decision.
Correct. Yes, it's not now it's down to 3 days.
Yeah, so yes, no, and then
sweetheart, yes or no, sweetheart, that's it. I mean, that's what you just got to say yes, don't just nod your head. I can read sign language, nod your head, that's good enough.
And then he said after a month, he'll call him back.
Yeah, and when they say call him back in a year, that doesn't mean they can't think. That means they can't think of anything to say. So they say call me back in a year, calls them back in a month.
Yeah, he was saying that
Yeah, because the truth of the matter is you're doing them a favor. 95% of the businesses you're going to buy, they can't give away. They're pieces of shit. Their kids don't want it. Their grandkids don't want it. They've worked 25, 30, 35, 50 years even, and went for nothing. Yes, sir.
Would you make that offer and allocate in such a short period of time? price before they've done the due diligence?
No, hell, due diligence is a euphemism for knocking the price down. I've said this in 50 years. I have never, ever, 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 ever seen the price go up after due diligence. And I've looked at more deals than anybody you've ever heard of, dreamt of, or had a nightmare about. I've never seen the price. It's a euphemism for knocking the price down, because even if they're a straight up company and they've got big four accountants and dynamite lawyers and all the bullshit, they forget something. And the things they forget are the things that reduce the sales price. We're going to get into due diligence. We're going to do all that. Yeah. But these little chicken shit deals, the first deals, the $500,000, million, $3 million, your board will be able to do the due diligence. You're going to have PwC on your stationery. I almost said website. You don't need a fucking website. And for those of you, forget about it. And don't send me your websites, because you're going to go get websites anyway. You will. I can pick the fucking morons that are going to do it. And you're going to get stationery, you're going to get business cards, and I'm going to tell you, go fuck yourself. Don't send me that shit. I don't want to see it. And don't send me your executive summary. Don't send me the fucking links of the board. Don't send me anything. You're going to take responsibility, you fucking weenie cunts, for the first time in your fucking lives. You are going to pick every cocksucker on your team. And you're going to either sail the ship or go down with the fucking ship. You. And if you think I'm going to hold your hand, you're full of shit. You came to the wrong place. You might as well burn the 25 grand in a fireplace. Because that's not what I do. I build men here. And looking at this fucking group, I got a lot of work cut out the next 12 months. You're going to take responsibility, Irish. And Ireland's a fucking, like an albatross on my fucking neck. They're hard fucking work. What else about Frank?
All work there.
Yeah, well, did you hear how the woman, she says 11 at night, and I was going to go slap her. But later on in the seminar, she beat up one of the guys. She's the story I told you about. She kicked the shit out. So.
You said about the refinancing, key fucking point.
Oh, yeah, and they tell you, you got to run the business 6 months, 3 years, bullshit before you can refinance. That is a myth. That monkeys like you, because your parents were told, whether you're in India, you don't have to. You just go to another bank. Fuck you. Banking is a service industry now. And it's a cutthroat service industry. So you heard him say, he refinanced it while he was closing the deal. But for 7 months, he was Mr. Because he's 12 feet tall, he was taught to be polite. You can hurt people, you got to be gentle. It took me 7 months to slap that shit out of him. But now he knows you just run by the gunfight and you kick him by the fucking neck and choke him, metaphorically speaking. If I was 7 feet tall, you'd have to pay me just to walk across the street from me.
If it was nice, and then something tweaked.
No. This foot up his crotch and making his balls go like cue balls up like this is what snapped him. I kept telling him, you got to go see these people. And he looks like in a movie, you know. He dresses the part. He's pretty articulate in English. They tell me he's better in Dutch and German. I don't know that. But he follows the steps. So now there's 7,000 of whatever he does in his country. He narrowed it down to 1,500 because in some countries the Chamber of Commerce will list how many employees. Normally the financial numbers in the Chamber of Commerce are all bullshit. But the number of employees are true. You don't lie about how many employees you have. You lie about the numbers though, because there's no, you can't get in trouble for lying on Chamber of Commerce numbers. So 0 to 4 employees, he found out that's where the economies of scale are. So everybody with 4 employees or more. And that's 1,500 in his country. And he just started at the top of the list. And as he said, he worked his way down. And he doesn't bullshit around. Now, some of you are going to take him to lunch, and this is a bad analogy. I mean, I was never into taking flowers and candy, and said that's all bullshit. But some of you do that. Yeah, I mean, even that's why you never get your weenies wet. You got to go retro, fit back to caveman. What's that picture? Back to caveman. And women can be forceful and polite. You don't have to be, awful, like a 50-pound hooker is analogous anymore. 50-pound hooker down, on the high street. But I mean, you got to be forceful, and you got to be forceful, and you got to be forceful, and you got to drive them to a decision. Yes, thank you.
How long did it take for him to break?
7 months it took him fucking around. He had everything together in about 3.5 months. It took him another 3.5 months to finger fuck around. And then, and in my judgment, most of you guys, I don't mean you, but I mean generally the guys that come through here, as they see their bank accounts dwindle, and then you get down to your, whatever the number is, your last 50,000. I was going to say last million, which is funny, because you're not going to have a million back. When you get down to your last million, and you're, oh, well, fuck, I'm running out of money. Or when you get down to your last 50,000, whatever the number is, right? Then all of a sudden you get more aggressive. You don't have to wait to the last 10 grand. You don't have to wait to the third default notice on your mortgage. I've actually got one of those about 40 years ago. They used to come in a red envelope. I don't know what they come in anymore. I don't have any mortgages for a long, long time, but I remember in a red fucking envelope. And my wife goes, well, what is this, a red envelope? This was the 80s, the early 80s. It's the third notice on your mortgage. That comes in a red fucking envelope, and I don't know what they come in if they, Now it's online, I guess. They don't send you a fucking notice. I have no idea. Yeah? So, okay, what else about Frank? Okay, so he narrowed it down 1,500, and he makes a call. He calls them direct. Have you ever thought about selling your business? My name's Frank, is 7 feet tall, and he starts with order financing. That's his opening punch. Now that takes balls. But after you do a few deals, all of a sudden you think you're fucking Mike Tyson, which is good. That's what I want to. And then when you buy a company on the first call, then fuck Mike Tyson, he's fucking black asshole. He's nothing. That's what I want. And I've got guys and gals out there that actually think that way now. And a little teeny mouse. I mean, you can't believe some of these people that, they were embarrassed to go in a men's room to take a piss, even though, they have these separation things. They're embarrassed to go in and take a piss by themselves, some of these guys. And now they're fucking hammering people and closing deals. One of the guys just bought a Bugatti. Is that an expensive car?
Yeah.
He didn't know what a Bugatti was. He thought that was a fucking Italian condom or some shit. And that's the fun for me. I just got a long email from Josh. I'll answer you, Josh. But he was just 17. Now he's big. He's 20. He's long in the tooth. Now his life has passed him by. He's 20. I say that. What else about Frank? Correct. And when we go through that part of the model and we talk about warming up the banks, and basically we're asking the banks, what are you in a lending mode? We have a template, we have a formula, we have a fucking script with every fucking word. Are you in a lending mode? Oh, that's great. What was your last deal that you consummated? Oh, I saw you. You know what a tombstone is? The advertisements they put in the newspapers, the financial papers. It said Deutsche Bank and they did a $7 billion healthcare deal. And then they have all the little subsidiary banks. And I see you're part of the syndicate. And then you work your way down through the scripts to the guy. You want to talk to the guy that did the deal. Normally you'll get somebody junior on the team. And I'm getting ahead of myself because we go through all this and we actually play it out. So the bank just did a 11 billion euro deal in your particular niche, in your city. But you'll call your cousin, who's a banker with the Wells Fargo, or with Brooklyn Bank or some fucking shit, because you think you're going to get a better response from your cousin. Yep, absolutely it is. Yeah. Being uncomfortable, correct. Okay, what else about Frank? Motivated. He doesn't want to talk to anybody unless they're motivated.
He even got quite ruthless when he was talking about.
Well, ruthless to him is not ruthless to me. Yeah. I mean, ruthless. It may be ruthless to some of you, but I mean, he's a gentleman, and that's not a good thing to be. I've been accused of a lot of things, but a gentleman's not one of them. Fair, firm, but there's nothing gentle about me in any way, shape, manner, or form. Honest. And when I've taken advantage of some of these people financially, legally, they'll say, but he was honest. He did exactly what he said he was going to do to me. And I tell you beforehand what I'm going to do to you. For two reasons. Number one, I want you to sweat and worry and not sleep. Anything else about Frank? When we go through the script that Josh uses, he won't talk to you unless you send him his last 3 years' tax returns. There's a pattern here, guys. Success leaves clues. Most people will not lie on their tax returns. So you can figure out instantaneously if it's worth buying by looking at their tax returns. And if they say they don't have tax returns, next. Last 3 years. Next. So these are shortcuts or tips. I don't call them that, but I mean in your templates and all the 8 gigs or 16, 17 gigs you're going to get, have all this shit, and you follow the best practices. And they're changing, not daily, but we change them quite often. When something new comes up that there's a couple of slides that are new, and there's a couple of handouts that are new, that a guy that you're going to talk to, who's a guy from Singapore, Singaporean guy, who put a little twist on what we do, which I like, and so we're adopting it. We don't adopt shit that doesn't work. And some people say you can't do it in Singapore, you can't do it in Kuala Lumpur. That's all horse shit. You can do it every place. Anything else? Okay, YouTube, thank you very much.